for me to be able to address you folks tonight. Thank you to Lynetta, Bob, Casey, and Cindy. I'm here to introduce myself to you. I have a face made for radio, so I'm clearly not our incumbent. And I'm definitely not the hand-picked establishment candidate. Instead, I'm just like all of you. Like all of you, I have to run faster, I have to pedal harder to keep up with my opponents. And just like you, I'm fed up with a number of the dynamics that are destroying our nation. I'm fed up with runaway inflation. I'm fed up with 7 out of 10 Western Slope families living paycheck to paycheck. I worry about seniors having to pay taxes on Social Security. More on that in a moment. I'm beyond fed up with our tax dollars going to pay people to stay home from work. I despise the fact that when I hike and hunt in our forests, that they're choked with beetle kill trees, and I am more than aggravated, as is Drew Sexton, with the fact that I can't get a cell signal in at least half the district.
Hear, hear.
So, my name is Russ Andrews. I'm from the Roaring Fork Valley. I'm a conservative business owner, and I've had a political conservative radio talk show in the Roaring Fork Valley for 15 years. I have boxes of research on stuff, which is one of the reasons that I'm running. I'm a financial advisor of 36 years. I have helped numerous first-generation American families acquire generational wealth. I'm an engineer, I'm a marine engineer. I have a degree from New York State Maritime College, I'm very proud of, that I earned in 1983. My wife, Lori, of 41 years, and I, that doesn't happen much anymore, does it? We moved our family of 3 kids and 2 dogs to rural Colorado 29 years ago, and we never looked back. As an engineer, I use math and facts and logic to solve problems. There are exactly 9 problem-solving engineers in Congress, 9. But not to worry, because there are 175 lawyers. I know Jeff loves that one. He's only heard it 6 times. Thanks, buddy. So I'm here tonight to ask you to send this financial advisor, this engineer to Congress. So on the economy, in the western slope of Colorado, prices are up 25 to 30% since Joe Biden took office. 25 to 30%. As a financial advisor of 36 years, I know the primary causes of inflation. There are high energy costs and inflation that occurs when the government prints money that it doesn't have and injects it into the economy. Democrats never let a good crisis go to waste. In the last 4 years, the population of this country is up 2%. Yet federal spending is up 55% in 4 years. That's insanity. It's unsustainable. At the end of the pandemic, there was a period when we had $1.29 chasing every dollar of goods and services in this country. That is page 1 of the recipe book for inflation. I mentioned that I am absolutely fed up with paying people to stay home from work. We use tax dollars to do that, and idle hands, as my grandmothers used to say, do the devil's work. So, we have $2 trillion annual deficits from here to ad infinitum. $2 trillion. The reason why? 72 cents of every dollar the federal government spends, 72 cents, is simple income redistribution. That's it. All right? So my idea is, I call it Russ Andrews' penny plan. The idea that I have is to start reducing the welfare state by $40 billion a year. That's 1% per year. So in 2025, if we adopted this, we'd say 40 billion. 2026, 80 billion. 27, 120 billion. And 2028, it would be $160 billion. Obviously, that money would immediately go to start reducing our annual deficits. But once we get to that 4th year, let me tell you one way we can spend that money. Anybody in here pay taxes on their Social Security benefits? If you get Social Security, you pay taxes on it, right? Good for you, Dale. So, my idea is that by the 4th year, we could easily afford to eliminate all income taxes on Social Security benefits because so many seniors live paycheck to paycheck, which is bad. So I'm talking about taking the money away from people who don't want to go to work and giving it to people who work their whole lives. I think that's a better trade-off. Beetle kill. Beetle kill kills me. As Lauren likes to say, we have 6 billion dead beetle kill trees in the 10 Intermountain States. 900 million of those trees are here in Colorado. They cover 5.1 million acres. 25%, 1 in 4 of our standing trees are dead from beetle kill. So what does the government do to incentivize the removal of that? Nothing. They charge people money to take that lumber out of the forest. I think that's ridiculous. I think instead we should pay people a modest amount, maybe $5, $10 a log to get it out of there. But more importantly, anything that the person that harvests that lumber fashions out of that wood, whether it's firewood, paneling, tables, chairs, should be sold free from federal taxes. So the 6 billion trees we have rotting in our forest, I tell you right now, I would guarantee you within 3 years, because tax incentives work, that we would clear up at least 2 billion, if not more, of those trees. Finally, my wife and I were traveling to the La Plata County Fair back in August, came across the Peonia Reservoir, and there in the middle of the road is a woman who's flagging us down. And we pulled over, and she was just frightened out of her mind. Her truck had broken down. There's not a cell signal between Carbondale and Peonia. That's 74 miles. So she asked us to, when we get to Peonia, if we could text her husband and he'd come fetch her. We did that. We picked up 2 new voters. But the point is this, it's a safety issue. And Virginia has adopted a method that allows us to put in about 1/20th to 1/30th of cell towers in rural areas. My idea here is to have the federal government subsidize the construction and maintenance of cell towers to the tune of about 10 or 15%. That would make it profitable for Verizon, AT&T, whoever, to run and operate cell towers. Finally, I am proud to be a member of a party where we bend a knee to the cross, where we pledge allegiance to the flag, where we view work as a virtue and not as a burden. I'm extraordinarily proud to be a member of a party that advocates for the protection of our personal property, our families, and our friends, and I would not be a Republican if we did not advocate for and nurture the Second Amendment. My wife Lauren and I own 19 firearms. Some people out here ask me why it's not 20. We own 19 firearms, and I'm here tonight to tell you, if you send me to Congress, I pledge right now, I will never, ever once vote to abrogate a single one of our Second Amendment rights. So there's that. Again, folks, I'm just like most of you. I really am, and I'm asking you to send this engineer to Congress. Thanks for your time tonight.